Thank you, ladies, for meeting today. Today we're going to be analyzing our low scores in the special education subgroup for reading and developing a plan to improve our student outcomes. Thanks for coming, and I'm going to go ahead and give you last year's STAR data. Can you all start by introducing yourselves, please?
Hi, this is Stephanie Arredondo. I'm the 4th grade teacher.
Jessica Camarillo, the reading coordinator.
Destiny Contreras, 3rd grade teacher.
Very good. So again, our goal is to collaborate on a plan to provide effective support and bring these scores up. So let's start by looking at last year's STAR data. These are the reports for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade reading. They are a comparison of the student expectations by level of concern. So if you can start looking at the data, everybody has a highlighter. Let's go ahead and see what stands out to us. It shows a significant gap in student mastery, particularly in the special ed subgroup. So let's go ahead and look at the data for last year. I want to call your attention to 3.12b. Posing informational text, 3.7c, using text evidence to support responses, and 3.11d, editing drafts. Those were the lowest TEKs as far as performance in 3rd grade. In 4th grade, ladies, we're talking about 4.10b, explaining how the use of text structure contributes to the author's purpose. So we're talking about author's purpose here. Followed by 4.3b, the use of context within and beyond a sentence to determine the relevant meaning of unfamiliar words or multiple meaning words. So context clues. And 4.10e, identify and understand the use of literary devices, including first or third person point of view. So point of view. Moving on to 5th grade. Where we see 5.7b, write responses that demonstrate understanding of text. So as we can see, when we get to 5th grade, it's more of the extended responses, the ones where they're actually having to write. Connecting it back to 3rd grade, where they're having a deficiency in the editing of their drafts. In 5th grade, 5.9, recognizing characteristics and structures of argumentative text, identifying claims. 5.10c, analyzing the author's use of print and graphic features for specific purposes. So those are the ones that really stand out. So these scores indicate a need for targeted interventions and professional development. We're not looking to place any blame, but to work together to find solutions. So what do you all see in the data? What are the common challenges that you're observing in the classroom? That's what we're here to discuss today. Ms. Camarillo, do you have any input as far as the data that we're observing right now?
So, thank you for your overview. Teachers, let's hear from you. We are looking at the insights that are invaluable. It sounds like the core issue isn't just about reading, but it's also about the foundational writing and analytical skills. Let's focus our shift to actionable strategies and professional development that can address these gaps. A key strategy would be differentiated instruction, which tailors teaching to individual student needs.
Ms. Arredondo, how do you connect the data to your class?
Well, we're having issues with the lack of foundational skills in comparing and contrasting. They are not able to look at the text and able to compare it with each other. We're also, using that evidence is really tough for them. They cannot process it. They can find it, but they can't make that connection. I think we need to be more explicit when we're teaching it and do like a step-by-step instruction, in particular for TEKS 4.7b.
Very good. And then 4.7b, again, it's
Right.
writing responses that demonstrate understanding of the text. Yes, it's those extended responses that we need to go back and target with professional development and more strategies to bring up that skill.
Yeah, and maybe just practice more in the classroom, giving them that time to practice those extended writing assignments.
Very good. Ms. Contreras?
Many students struggle with the entire writing process, from creating a clear central idea to organizing their thoughts. For TEKS 3.7c, they often can't locate the correct evidence or explain how it supports their answer. It's like they can find a sentence but not connect it.
Okay, yes, very good. We talked about 3.7c, the use of text evidence to support their claims. Very good. So we need, again, more staff development and training to help the teachers have those strategies to help the students support their answers by finding the evidence in the text. These reports, ladies, are from yesterday's checkpoint. So let's see if we still maybe can pinpoint. Let's compare this data to last year's STAR data, because this was actually our first checkpoint of the year, and we want to see if it's still the same objectives that these kids are struggling with, so we can come up with a more comprehensive plan to pick up our reading scores. Let's see which ones really, really stand out that they're still struggling. And I do see that 3.7c is still one of the 3.7c, using text evidence to support an appropriate response.
3.9.
3.9.
They get, confused when there's graphs or timelines, so they're not using it, understanding that informative text.
I see 3.10c, which was an issue last year. They did fairly well on that one. If you observe, they 75% mastery. 3.6. And then 3.11 didn't, oh yes, 3.11 is the other one, the editing drafts. So it's a lot of that writing process, organizing with purposeful structure, including an introduction and a conclusion. Developing drafts into focus structured. So it was kind of a split. I'm curious to see how the two, because they did really well on one of the questions with that objective, and then they did poorly on the other one. I'm wondering if one of them was a distractor. So we need to go back and see how are these questions being
Asked.
asked. Moving on to fourth grade, do you see a connection or another objective that really stands out comparing the STAR data to this beginning of the year checkpoint? The 4.3, the 4.3b continues to.
No, they did good.
Oh yes, they did
86%.
really well. Yes, it's the 4.6 where they were at a 33% mastery. making connections to personal experiences. Wow. That's interesting.
4.6F, making inferences
Mhm.
and using evidence to support. They're still struggling with
Yes.
that, using that evidence
Yes.
correctly.
Well, fourth grade did really well.
Mhm.
There's 4.9, where it was a 40%,
Mhm.
and a 36% also in 4.9D, recognizing characteristics and structures of informational text.
Mhm.
So 4.9D also really stands out.
Mhm.
Other than that, fourth grade did really well. Moving on to fifth grade. Explaining the author's purpose really stands out here, which is 5.10. And again, also like last year, the author's purpose, analyzing the author's use of graphics, I guess a combination, 5.10A, 5.10C, the author's purpose, and also the author's purpose for using graphics.
Mhm.
So it's all, that's one that we can really use help with, Ms. Camarillo, in fifth grade. Some strategies for our teachers to bring up our 5.10 objective, the author's purpose, and the use of graphics. I know, wow, our fifth grade teachers did amazing. Which other one stands out here? Maybe not in the 40s.
The 5.9D.
Yes. Structures and text structure. Wasn't that also the one that we were low in
For
for?
the other fourth grade team.
So yes, so also Ms. Camarillo, the strategies for helping teachers teach the students some skills on the text structure questions. So we're gonna schedule some PD sessions focused on structured literacy approaches. We said a lot of also the writing, the formatting, the writing. And again, we're gonna focus specifically on our SPED subgroup. And you're gonna help cover some explicit systematic instruction on language comprehension and the building blocks to their writing responses. Another one that we might want to do is helping them analyze when they're using graphics in the passages, helping make those connections. And I know that one of them was a distractor, so helping them kind of align what they're reading and the graphics and everything when they're answering those questions. We will also help them model how to scaffold the writing process. Now that we have ELAR where they're actually doing revising and editing, so I guess it's a combination of them revising and editing and also how they're writing their extended responses. Are we still using, what strategy are you all using for the extended responses? Is it still RACE?
It's still the race.
The RACE,
Yes.
okay. And is RACE being proven effective, Ms. Camarillo? Is that still what the district is in line with?
Well, obviously, we are following the district strategies because we are very comparable to the way the district is mastering. So our teachers are following the district strategies and tips due to the fact that our data is aligned with them. We could, how do we help them improve those? It's alignment. Obviously, our third graders, it's their first time seeing writing, so that's why we kind of see those difficulties. So maybe pulling in second grade to already prepare them a little better in the STAR strategies, and then we can see maybe a little improvement in the third grade. And then it should trickle down to the other grade levels.
Very good. So, and yes, definitely we'll make sure that we have our teachers covering techniques for breaking down the complex writing tasks into smaller, more manageable steps where they're pre-writing and their editing process. Teachers will also want to see more explicit, direct instructions for all of these skills instead of just telling them to find the text evidence. So yes, definitely. Thank you, Ms. Camarillo, for that input. And I know that I'm going to talk to my administration about when we're doing walkthroughs to make sure that we're observing for more explicit, direct instruction for each of these skills. Instead of the teachers just telling them to find the text evidence, I want them to be modeling the process for them out loud. First, I'm going to make sure that they're reading the questions, that they're going back to the book, and really modeling for these students. I think that that's something that the teachers need to be more explicit on. Also, the teachers providing more STEM and sentence starters, I think would also help them, help the students construct their responses a little bit more, like the text. And so we're going to work on some maybe sentence starters to help these students be more prepared for these extended responses and making more connections from the text. So
Maybe another strategy would be a lot of collaboration in the classroom, encourage partner work, small group work where the students can discuss their ideas and evidence before writing. This could help them articulate their thoughts and learn from their peers. It can also help with our telpas and improve those scores as well. So it's a win-win if we try to incorporate more of a collaborative learning environment.
yes, definitely, and that's something we're pushing the teachers. We want to see that because we want the students to be independent and giving the teachers time to have those small group interventions. And when you give these students opportunity to work collaboratively, it leaves room for the teacher to pull those kids that she really needs to have those
Your tier 2 and
Tier
tier 3
two and tier
interventions.
You're
You're also making leaders out of your students.
Definitely. So more guided reading, more guided writing groups where the teacher can target these specific TEKS areas and that we've just identified right now. Any comments, questions, my teachers?
Maybe different colors to highlight different claims and evidence, like this is my evidence for number 1, that's my evidence for number 2, because a lot of the times they're able to see it, but they can't make the connection.
Yes.
Maybe highlighting, here's evidence for question 1 in blue and evidence in question 1 for blue, and the
Yes.
next one in green. Maybe that would help the kids while they're still practicing to get to know this new way of writing.
Yes, and I believe the system does allow them to highlight on the screen,
It
and it
does.
has all the different colors.
And they can note take as well.
Yes, definitely. And I know if that's something that your team is working on and it's evident across the grade level, that's great. I don't know if is third grade implementing something similar to that where they're color coding, they're highlighting. If not, we can definitely work together to have the fourth grade team get on board with the third grade team so it can be more aligned.
Yes.
And it can follow through to the next year. Is
Oh.
that something that you believe your team would benefit from? Yes, definitely. Okay.
And maybe get second grade in it as well, so they can start prepping their kiddos, so that they kind of see this is what third, fourth is doing and trickling it down.
Very good. Very good. So I have some action items as we close the meeting. We will definitely continue to communicate with our district reading coordinator to schedule some professional development sessions, maybe within the next couple of weeks. And will you be able to curate these resources and the materials that we need for these PD sessions? Or is this something that we would need to provide, Ms. Camarillo?
We can definitely provide them for the teachers. I already have something ready for them so that in order to get it rolling, let's not make it harder for our teachers. So we can definitely provide these things for them. And let's see if they work. Let's give it a checkpoint. Let's analyze the data, see if we see some improvement there.
Very good. And teachers, the expectation for you and if you turnkey to your grade level to begin implemented the suggested strategies, providing feedback to us as administrators and to the reading coordinator on what's working and what's not. I really appreciate your willingness to help get third grade and second grade on board, Ms. Arredondo. So, and everyone, we will continue to convene every 4 weeks. We'll have it scheduled. I'll send you the Google Calendar invite to review the student data, to discuss our progress, and to adjust the plan as needed. So we're going to definitely stay in close communication. So like I said, this is a challengeable but solvable problem, and by working together and using these research-based strategies that Ms. Camarillo is going to come and show us, we can make a real difference in our students' learning. Again, thank you again for your time today. I really enjoyed analyzing this data, and we're going to continue to try to get our scores up. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us today. Thank you.